Okay, so this time I placed the fuzzy mic on my mic. Okay, and so today's word of the day from my dictionary. Sorry. The word is bowl. Do I do both words or just one? Well, I'm gonna do the second one since that's the first one I eyeballed. Bowl. A heavy ball rolled in certain games. 2. A throw of such a ball. Verb. To throw or roll a ball in bowling. Bowl along. To move smoothly and rapidly. Bowl over. 1. To knock over with something rolled. 2. To overwhelm. That is the word of the day. Bowl. Bowl. And it's the action, or rather like the verb. It says it's a noun here in this one. So yeah. Bowl. The more you know, the more you learn, the more you try to unravel and understand the world we have today. But as you sit there and try to understand one portion of the world, you are then met with forces of mass information. I'm just talking now. Today's day and age, we are heavily informed and heavily misguided. With so much technology and so many people glued to their phones, I feel great. And it's not even related to any of the things I just said. What am I this is I pray I keep on showing up to the gym that my maybe future significant other also shows up at the gym, and that's how we meet. You know, I sit there and fantasize about that possible reality from time to time. At least I did for that moment right now. You know, and it's a reality for some people. Some people meet their significant other that way. Is it a reality that I might get to experience? Possibly. I'm not gonna go to the gym and not work out because I'm just sitting there fantasizing about, oh man, when she's because then in this fantasy, what do I look like? What does my physical body look like? And I sit there and I start fantasizing more actions like, hold on, before I meet this girl, how am I gonna look more or less, or be working on, or alongside the story of meeting my significant other through this medium. And this is just talk. I read somewhere, and it's probably been reverbed throughout time from many them however you may be. But actions, that's where the cost is at. That is where the cost is at. I'll speak about it since this is like documentation for me. This is, I would talk and talk and talk and talk and not do or do or do or do, and it like became this egotistical cycle where I believed that as I continued to talk about it, that it might fantasize a world inside my mind, like that's where I was getting. I couldn't see the truth in the mirror, and that was going on for so long, and now I've learned more or less to just shut up and just do it. Just to shut up and do it. A lot of what I'm saying now, a lot of the talking that I'm doing right now is probably most of the talking I do throughout the day now. I've kind of just churned off, not my social interactions, or I just turned off my voice that bolsters about getting stuff done, and I no longer allow that fantasy to overcome the reality in which I am experiencing. I could sit in my imagination for a long time, and sitting in your imagination is great. You get that euphoric feeling of everything going on. It's blissful. It brings a sense of happiness and joy. These are words I want to use because it's just a feeling, and I don't believe words describe feelings accurately. You have to just feel it. And so when you begin to understand and experience something beyond whatever your imagination holds, well then, that's really where it's at. So that's all I gotta say. I love myself. I'm grateful for everything I have in my life. I'm sure I don't have everything, but I have a lot, and I know that, and I'm grateful for every single thing that I do have. And so I sit here and clasp my hands, and I thank every moment that's led up to this point to have exactly about everything that I have. My parents, although one of them's they're living completely different life stories, but they're breathing. My siblings, there's a lot of things that the ability to breathe through my nose right now. It's not stuffy, full of mucus. My arm is healing, and I believe when you begin to become grateful of a lot of the things that you do have, other people then begin to... I don't understand why it well, I do, and I just don't, like... You probably... I'm not going to say it like that. I probably have something someone else wishes that they have, and I sit here and how foolish I believe of me. And the crazy thing is, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me here. Because this is what I've learned. How foolish of me to not appreciate everything that I do have, because there may be one thing that someone else deeply desires, and to, inside my mind, disregard most things because I do not, if not everything, because I do not have this quote-unquote one thing that I should be grateful for. As if this one sole thing is going to elevate my life in a great way. And I speak in the sense where people wish for certain things and disregard everything else that they also have going on in their life. And so I pose the question, whatever it may be that you desire, whatever it may be, ask yourself if you're willing to give up a majority of other things in your life to obtain it. And I ask you to be thoughtful of answering this question, because I believe, and this is a mistake that I made, was to jump and say yes. But you realize in that action of wanting this, whatever it may be, you lose friends. Or you lose people that you would commonly talk to. You lose interest in a hobby that you loved for the longest. You constantly, in this constant quote-unquote pursuit of this other thing that you're dreaming and desiring of, you are going to, and maybe not you are going to, but I would be thoughtful of the dream that you wish for, because there's a lot of things that go with it too. And I hope that you understand that the thing that you dream of, although these other things may fade out of your life, that when they cross your path again, you accept them with total love, as if they had never left your life. For you've come to accept the memories of the experiences as you move forward, and understand that life is ever so changing, and as we all pursue some dream, and the dreams do not have to be extravagant. Sometimes they are simple, and sometimes they are absolutely complex for their reasons. However, you understand completely, like, everything that is happening is a part of the story. Yeah, well, I don't believe I said this time around. I did it there intentionally to be a bit more conscious and aware of me saying but however, I want to give myself a pat on the shoulder for not doing that. And if I mistake myself, well, I can laugh about it later. It gives me a little thing to laugh about, patting myself on my shoulder without realizing that it occurred. Thank you for listening. You took the time out of your day to do this, and I even mean myself, because some of these audio clips, they sit and they're dormant, and I know the version of me that's out there that I will align with will appreciate these clips. So, time for me to go work out. Yeah, this is fun. Physical health is very, very important. For all androids. But yeah, unless everyone's androids, then, well, maybe physical health, maybe go get your arms lubed or something. We'll focus on your legs. Remember, your legs are your mobility, your arms, I mean, at that point, you're whatever. Alright then. With that being said, I will maybe be around. Mwahhhh.